on, it's a Wednesday. That means only one thing. It's time now for Supernatural News and Parashare with your buddies here at Darkness Radio. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. And of course, I need my co-hostess. And with that, I need to reach across the Midwest, not in the western direction, because that means I'm going to North and South Dakota, and the only thing out there is oil and monuments, although that's not a bad thing. And I don't go to the South because the only thing down there is, hogs and casinos. And that's not a bad thing either. And I don't want to go southeast, because then that's Illinois, and that's the land of Italian beef and pizza. But that's not bad either. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go, more east and northeast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Across Wisconsin. We'll get rid of Wisconsin. If we can do that, right? I mean,
sure.
Because it's just cheese. That's all there is there. And we're going to go to the land of Michigan, the mitten.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'll hold it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're waving.
And I'm waving. And it's right here. Right?
Yeah.
That's where she's located. Oh, we're going to go find our Duchess of Death, our Princess of the Paranormal, our Supernatural Soul Sister, our Merchant of the Metaphysical. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, Miss Mallie Fox. Hi, Mallie.
Hello.
It is a wonderful, beautiful, cold, chilly, my God, where is spring type of week.
I know, right? Jeez Louise.
St. Patrick froze his ass off yesterday.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. His shamrock was shook.
Yeah. It has been shaken.
Yeah. Evidently, that groundhog was right.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. That furry little beast.
Mm-hmm. I'm done with the snow. We had flurries.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a McFlurry.
No, it wasn't a McFlurry either. How deep were your flurries there?
Not deep at all. It didn't stick. So
we had like a gazillion inches of snow here.
Oh, yeah. We didn't have that. It was just flurries.
Yeah, there were a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we blew out the driveway 15 times.
Oh, my gosh.
This weekend.
No,
yeah.
we didn't have that.
It was a lot. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it happens. It's it's terminant time. Mm-hmm. Holy wow. Already I can't speak. And we're only minutes into the program. Mm-hmm. It's tournament time here in Minnesota, so that means we expect we're going to get hit. We're going to get the one big snowstorm or a couple of them. And then we get the Prince snowfall. Sometimes it snows in April. So we'll get that one. And we'll be done with it. Then we're done. Mm-hmm. I have one friend here. I know Tim has a friend. Mark it down on your calendars. I have one friend here in Minnesota. He messages me every time it snows. He thinks he's going to die. He gets claustrophobic when it snows. And he's
because he doesn't leave his house, or why?
No, it's almost like when the snow falls. It's almost like he's being buried alive. I think maybe he died in a snowfall. I'm not sure. Maybe he froze
like from
to
a
death.
Previous life?
I think so, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I think he gets this anxiety every time it snows. And I tell him, it's coming every year. Maybe you should move to the South. I mean, but
maybe he's part of the Dahmer party.
Maybe he was.
Oh.
Yeah. But he gets this unusual anxiety every time it snows. He's like, I just hate shoveling it. No, it's more than that. I mean, it's even the anticipation. Them talking about it on the weather drives him nuts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, he gets unusually anxious.
Mm-hmm.
And as it's falling, I mean, he'll jump on Messenger and swear at me. I'm like, easy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's got to be a rough existence when you're the old man shouting at the clouds when the clouds are snowing. Mm-hmm. It's not that serious.
Yeah. I just want to get my yard cleaned up. I got so much crap from blowing.
Yeah.
So just blowing in my yard. We've had really bad wind.
Yeah.
So we've had the wind advisory a couple of times.
Yeah. Yeah, we have too. Yeah. The winds were outrageous. I drove up to St. Cloud in that wind advisory that you guys had with the high winds.
Yep.
I drove up that morning when we had it here, the high wind advisory. I've never drove. Well, I shouldn't say I've never driven anything like that. I have previously, back when I was working in Iowa. So I've driven in winds equivalent to that, but it was tough sledding. It's like this snowfall in the wind and everything. It's never going to quit. It's never going to let up. But eventually, Mallie, within a matter of, I mean, what's the date today? The 18th. By the way, happy birthday, Dad. It's March 18th today. I'm telling you, we're not even 2 weeks away from April. When we hit that magical April 1st, April Fool's Day, we're in the clear. I'm telling you, we're in the clear. So
okay, I'll take your word for it.
April 5th, it's the beginning of Major League Baseball season. And it seems like when we get the boys on the field, we get better weather. So I think we're all right. We're all right. We're right around the corner. So I'm all right. I'm all right with it. And then Mallie, I'm like 3 to 4 weeks away from chipmunk season.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. Something was moving around in my garage this past week. It's too cold for the chippers to be awake, but I don't know what was. I think it was a squirrel. I think a squirrel got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He was like, "So when are you gonna feed
fat
me?"
Possums. Yeah.
You got fat possums there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I think a squirrel got in my garage.
Oh.
And
hopefully it's still alive.
He's got to be.
Okay.
He's living it up. It's a little warmer in the garage than it is outside, so he's probably having a field day in there.
Okay.
He's just jumping around, going, "Look at me, I'm warm." To him, it's like being in the sauna. But I digress. Big show today, folks. I'll quit yapping. As you know, General McCaslin is still missing, but the FBI has joined the search. So we'll have a story about that this week. That, of course, the general who knows all when it comes to UFOs, UAPs, and whatnot. 3-Eye Atlas is still trying to peek its head into the news. We'll tell you about that this week. There's some interesting news out there surrounding NASA and the DART mission. Also, the infamous Majestic 12 papers, and talking about the fact that they may be real or fake. That is in the news as well. And we celebrate a milestone in history this week as well. A huge, huge milestone in history. Big time Bigfoot news.
Okay.
Big time Bigfoot news this week. We've got that as well. A huge time travel story this week as well. We've got big time news this week. Big time news. Big time news. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big time news. And of course, we've got bits and bobs from Mallie as well this week. And our palate cleanser this week, well, let's just put it this week. Yeah, we'll put it this week. We'll put it this way. I may not be too good with my words, but there's one woman out there who's very good with her words. So good, as a matter of fact, that she's in the Guinness Book of World Records. Yeah. So we'll tell you a bit about her at the end of the program. But first, we'll talk about General McCaslin, who's still missing.
Okay.
Now, we're talking about a general here, Mallie, who had no issues whatsoever. Just went out for his daily run, his daily walk, whatever he was doing out there. I think he was in Arizona, if I remember right. Was it Arizona or was he in Nevada? I'm trying to remember.
I thought it was Arizona.
I thought it was Arizona as well. But retired General William Neal McCaslin had many links to government conspiracies in the UFO phenomena. It's a mystery that continues to grip the nation. And now 2 weeks later, the mysterious disappearance of the 68-year-old seems no closer to being solved. The strangeness began on February 27th when McCaslin left his home in, it was New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico. It was Savannah's mother who was in Arizona. I get the two mixed up, yeah. But But McCaslin was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and vanished without a trace, with nobody having seen him at all since that time. Now, according to his wife, he had left home without his phone or his watch, a fact that she found particularly odd, as being an experienced outdoorsman, this isn't something he would normally do. He also suffers from a medical condition that makes his disappearance even more of a concern. According to reports, the lack of progress in finding him has prompted the Federal Bureau of Investigation to get involved in the hope of determining what might have happened to him. The only thing we know so far, courtesy of the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office, is that no evidence of foul play has been found. An appeal for the local security footage and witness sightings has also gone out across the area. Back during his U.S. Air Force days, McCaslin was often associated with the UFO phenomenon. He once headed up the Air Force Research Laboratory at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, where he managed a $2.2 billion science and technology program. There's a lot of knowledge there.
Mm-hmm.
He's valuable to somebody. We'll put it that way. The base has long been associated with black projects and rumors of reverse-engineered alien technology, and is also the place where the Roswell UFO debris was said to have been taken. It was also connected to Project Blue Book, which looked at thousands of UFO cases. Whether or not any of this has anything to do with this disappearance, however, remains unclear. I will just point out, however, it was shortly after President Trump said release the files that General McCaslin went missing. It's just unusual.
I agree. But do you think, though, I mean, was there any sign of depression, though? If he left the house with no phone, no wallet, you know, like sometimes, unfortunately, people do that, and it's because they plan on not coming back. You know what I mean?
Right. But if someone were going to kidnap him, they would leave behind those items to make it look like he walked away. And it might have been depression.
True.
You know?
True.
And then take him without a trace.
Mm-hmm. That was a good show, Without a Trace.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Off topic, but
yeah. No, you're right. You're very much right. But in order to make it look like it could have been medically induced, or you know, some sort of dementia incident or depression incident, you do that. If you were going to set this up, if you're a spy agency, put it that way, or someone who's an assassin or something to that effect. Again, here's Tim going off the deep end. If you're going to set up that type of scenario, of course you leave behind things that General McCaslin would never have left behind.
Yeah.
And he would have never left that stuff behind. Being someone who was, for lack of a better term, a self-preservationist.
Yeah.
He was always looking out for his better interest. And that was not in his character to leave that stuff behind. So, very interesting stuff. Our next story, Mallie, Artemis 2's technical issues are fixed, and NASA has now revealed a new launch date.
Okay.
So it seems like we're speeding that timetable up a little bit. It looks like mankind's first trip around the moon in decades may finally be happening in the very near future. For those hoping to bear witness to the first modern manned lunar orbital flight, it's been a long wait. Having suffered numerous technical difficulties and delays, however, NASA's Artemis 2 may finally be about to make history, hopefully for real this time. Back at the beginning of February, hopes of an imminent launch of the mission were dashed when a hydrogen fuel leak was detected during a wet dress rehearsal, or a wet dress rehearsal, one or the other. You figure out which emphasis on the wrong syllable you want to put there. I'll let you figure it out. After the issue was fixed, the rocket was rolled out for a second time with the launch scheduled for March 6th, but then another issue presented itself, a helium flow malfunction, necessitating yet another return to the hangar so that engineers could attempt repairs. Now, though, NASA has offered its assurances that these technical problems have been fixed. As things stand, the rocket will be rolled out on March 19th for launch on April 1st. Is that the day you really want to launch a rocket? April 1st?
I know, April Fools.
Yeah. Conspiracy theorists are going to love that. You know, April Fools, yep, sure you did. Sure you launched it into lunar orbit. Sure you did. right?
Mhm.
We can believe all the video you send back to us.
Yeah.
That was all made in a studio, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. The astronauts going on the mission will be NASA's Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, and Christina Cook, as well as Jeremy Hansen of the Canadian Space Agency. They will spend several days on a trip around the moon to properly test out all the equipment. There have been some changes to NASA's overall schedule, with Artemis 3, which was going to be the first manned landing, now being a technology demonstration in Earth's orbit. Instead, Artemis 4, which will be the actual first landing of humans on the moon since the 1970s. Fingers crossed everything goes according to plan from here on out. So Artemis 4 is now your first manned landing on the moon. Or woman landing on the moon. Let's just make it all female. I say let's make it all female.
Well, as long as it's not Katy Perry, Gail.
Yeah,
Gail King. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's not those ladies, then we know it's real.
Right. Let's make it legitimate female landing on the moon. Yeah. Although if you had to pick 4 females to land on the moon, who would you pick?
I hate it when you put me on the spot. I really do.
Well, it could be any 4 females. I don't care.
Oh, geez. I don't even know. Someone reputable, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously one scientist. We'll just say one scientist. We're not going to name the scientist.
I don't even know.
You got to have
my head of a female scientist.
You got to have one pilot and one scientist. Okay. So that eliminates 2 out of the 4. We'll
right,
just
but
say
I
that.
can't even think of that. How bad is that? I can't even think of a female's name for a scientist.
But let's just say you need 2 others.
Okay.
So I'm going to have you name 2 others.
Other than a scientist and a oh goodness gracious, this isn't good for a podcast dead air.
Can I tell you?
Louise.
Can I tell you who I?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll give you my 2 first.
Okay.
Ronda Rousey, because you're going to need somebody to protect you up there.
Oh my goodness. Isn't she doing there's a fight coming up, isn't there?
I think she's got a fight coming up, but she just appeared in AEW over the weekend.
Okay.
So
I think there's I think there's a fight coming up.
Yep. So you need her to protect your back.
Okay.
Right? And then Janet Jackson, because somebody needs to sing and entertain you on the way up. There you go.
Okay.
So those would be the 4.
Okay. Let me think about it and I'll come back next week. I guess
next week.
Yeah.
You need a week to think about it?
Dude, my brain doesn't work the way it used to.
Oh, well. I mean, I was just doing it for silly sake. You're putting thought into it? I gave you
for even silly sake. Okay. Let me think about it.
All right. I'll give you to the end of the program.
Oh God. Well, then I can't listen to you. I can't multitask anymore.
What? It's not that tough. I mean, you could have said
we could have Pink be one of them because she's feisty. I like her.
All right, Pink. See, there's a good one.
Yeah, she can sing and she's feisty.
Yeah, and she could kick ass. There you go.
She can kick ass.
See, you thought of a multitasker.
There we go. Yeah, and plus, I think she's getting a divorce, so she's got time on her hands now.
Yeah, a rabble rouser. There you go. Yeah. See. Oh, and then see, I thought of a 4th that could fill in there, but
let's take it.
You're going to take my suggestion as your 4th?
So say it.
Well, now you got to have someone who could probably put together a lot of odds and ends and could help you be constructive.
Martha Stewart?
Yes, there you go. See, look at that. She could not only could she build structures, she could put food together. She could make things look good on the moon. I don't know, but
make some curtains.
Make some curtains. Yeah. Yeah. So Martha Stewart would be your 4th. I guess.
Make some edibles.
Yeah. Edibles.
Doesn't she do edibles? Doesn't she always toke up with
with Snoop?
With Snoop?
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah.
She's classy, and she's been in the Clanker.
Yeah. Yep. She knows how to shank a bitch. So there you go. Yeah. Martha
She's
Stewart.
one tough cookie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's your 4.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know how I got on that. Our next story has to do with the enigmatic interstellar visitor 3I Atlas. That's why I got on that tangent, because we're eventually going to talk about 3I Atlas.
Okay.
Is yielding an intriguing new discovery, at least according to this article. The object, which made headline news last year, appears to contain something that scientists were not expecting. By now, just about everyone will have heard about 3I Atlas, an interstellar object thought by most scientists to be a comet. It is a comet.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was discovered passing through our solar system last year. Most of the intrigue surrounding the object came courtesy of a vocal minority, including Harvard's Professor Avi Loeb, who believed that there was a reasonable chance that 3I Atlas could, in fact, be an artificially constructed object controlled by an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. If you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you right off the Hennepin Avenue, right down there in Minneapolis.
Evidence. I have
Evidence.
a property on the moon.
There you go. And you got property on the moon to sell.
Yeah.
Right. Evidence of this came in the form of various anomalies concerning the object's speed, composition, and trajectory that Loeb in particular had interpreted as evidence of artificial construction. When 3I Atlas reached its closest approach to the Earth and headed off back toward interstellar space, however, it quickly became apparent that there was nothing intelligent about it at all. That said, this intriguing interstellar interloper is still throwing up surprises, as evidence recently when a new study using the Atacama Large Millimeter Submillimeter Array, or ALMA, in Chile discovered that 3I Atlas is home to an anomalously large amount of methanol. Which means what? We could take and put a hose in it and use it for our lawnmowers? I don't know.
Yeah.
Considered a precursor to the development of life, methanol is found in other comets in our solar system, but not anywhere near as high an amount as what is in 3I Atlas. Its presence in 3I Atlas is in such a large quantity, or rather in such large quantities, offers a hint at what the conditions might have been like in the distant solar system where this object began its journey through the cosmos. According to lead study author Nathan Roth of American University, he said observing 3I Atlas is like taking a fingerprint from another solar system. The details reveal what it's made of, and it's bursting with methanol in a way we don't usually see in comets in our own solar system. Well, that and a cookie gets you a cookie. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
So it's full of methanol. That's fun, right? It's
full of something.
Yeah, it is full of something, right? Thank you, Mallie. It's full of something. Our next story has to do with NASA's DART mission, which has changed a parent asteroid's trajectory. That, according to a study, a mission designed to change the trajectory of a small moonlet around an asteroid actually did some more than what was expected to do. One of the best defenses we may ever have against the possibility of a cataclysmic asteroid strike is to send a spacecraft known as a kinetic impactor to smash into it. That doesn't sound like a great defense, but okay. Thus altering its trajectory just enough for it to miss the Earth. To test this idea, NASA launched a mission back in 2021 known as DART, which is Double Asteroid Redirection Test. For the mission, scientists chose to send the probe to collide with Dimorphos, which is a moonlet of the asteroid Didymos, which measures around 160 meters across and poses no actual threat to the Earth. It later turned out that after smashing headlong into the space rock at 14,000 miles per hour, the spacecraft actually did alter the trajectory of Dimorphos, proving that the concept could work. Now, though, a new study has revealed that DART did more than just change the path of the object. It actually also changed the trajectory of the parent asteroid Didymos as well. While it's important to note that the actual change is tiny, just a fraction of a second out of a 770-day orbital period, it still proves that something like this can be done. Even a small change can mean the difference between an asteroid hitting or missing the Earth. This is a tiny change to the orbit, but given enough time, even a tiny change can grow to a significant deflection, said NASA's Thomas Statler. The team's amazingly precise measurement again validates kinetic impact as a technique for defending Earth against asteroid hazards and shows how a binary asteroid may be deflected by impacting just one member of the pair. That's kind of an interesting theory. I mean, you don't have to hit the main one in order to throw everything off in order to save the Earth.
Sounds like a movie.
Kind of like Armageddon, but not really.
Just a tiny bit.
And we don't have to use a nuke. We just have to hurl a spaceship at it. We don't have to spend millions, but billions.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be lethal, I guess. Right. Next story. Could the infamous Majestic 12 papers have been real all along? There's a article out there that says that documents pertaining to a shadowy UFO organization known as Majestic 12 may hold more merit than previously thought. The idea that there could be a clandestine group of government officials, military leaders, and scientists set up in secret to investigate UFOs and alien visitation might seem like something straight out of the X-Files, yet rumors of such an organization have persisted for years. Now, back in the 1980s, a trove of documents pertaining to Majestic 12 began circulating around, leading to suggestions that the group had been set up in 1947 by U.S. President Harry S. Truman. The entire thing was later declared to be a hoax by the FBI. Yet rumors continue to persist, with some still believing that Majestic 12 was in fact the real deal. Recently, new claims began to circulate suggesting that correlations have been discovered between the file numbers and administrative stamps on the original documents and genuine CIA case files from the 1940s and 50s that have since been declassified and released to the public. Trouble is, the investigator who came to this conclusion has decided to remain anonymous. According to reports, the only connection to him is UFO researcher Ryan Wood, who provided physical copies of the original Majestic 12 files from the 1980s. Wood told the Daily Mail he's doing a great job. He's digging in the right spots and doing a good job of the historical research. It's definitely on point and logical, fair and highly credible. As things stand, even if there are file numbers and stamps in the Majestic 12 files which match those of the genuine CIA documents, it doesn't mean that those files and what's claimed inside them are real. We still also lack any other tangible evidence that might help to prove their legitimacy. I don't know, Majestic 12, it'd be interesting if that were a real thing. But, we've always talked about shadow governments and the fact that we think that maybe there's a government within a government and there's organizations within organizations. It'd be interesting if the Men in Black were actually part of Majestic 12.
Yeah.
And that they were actually running things behind the scenes. I truly do believe there's something like that running behind the scenes.
You think so?
Absolutely. I think there's, and I think that something that like Majestic 12 is actually doing something like that with cryptids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because we hear stories, especially on Native American reservations, where there are stories among indigenous people that there are government officials that come in, get a hold of cryptids, and remove them off of reservations in vans, and you never see them again. And they're told to be quiet about it. So I truly do believe these programs are going on. And I'm trying to remember, was I doing Ox's show last week? And somebody had said, oh, well, what government program would that fall under? It's not hard to think about who it falls under. Department of Agriculture.
Yeah. But where do you think that they keep these cryptids?
Oh,
If they're gathering them, where do you think that they have them?
Any of the different top secret air bases that are like Wright-Patterson or any of the ones that are off limits. I'm sure there's a sub basement somewhere in one of them where they're stored.
Okay.
And I think it's cold storage. I don't think there are too many that are left alive.
Oh, you think that they're dead?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think they keep too many of them alive. I think if there are some that are alive, there are very few.
Mm.
And the few they keep alive, they use for mating and replicating purposes.
Oh.
So maybe they're experimenting.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
It is. Yeah. But I think there's a reason why. There's a reason why if aliens do exist and they don't come to this planet, there's a reason why. Is I think our government may be already at war with an alien race.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's friendly out there.
Right.
I think they know that we're a little bit more barbaric than we have led on to be.
Right.
Yeah. Second, is this second to the last story? Something like that. Second to the last story for this segment. Astronomers discover a completely new category of an extrasolar planet that's out there, the distant world known as, now there's a test on this, Mallie.
Oh, God.
L9859D. Offers a literal interpretation of the phrase, the floor is lava. So you know it's a habitable planet.
Mm-hmm.
At approximately 1.6 times the size of Earth and situated around 35 light years away, L9859D could very well be the new definition of a hellish extrasolar world. Some planets are gaseous and have no discernible surface at all. Some are rocky terrestrial worlds, not extraterrestrial, but terrestrial worlds. And a few may even be completely covered in an ocean of liquid water. This planet we're talking about, however, appears to be almost entirely comprised of molten lava, thousands of kilometers deep. It's no bueno.
No bueno.
Due to tidal forces exerted by other planets in the same solar system, the lava on its surface may act a bit like an ocean, with huge waves of magma rolling across its molten surface. It's almost impossible to imagine a more inhospitable place for extraterrestrial life. According to the research, such worlds may actually be more common throughout the cosmos. Some planets in the so-called habitable zone may not be very habitable at all. They might be these molten planets. University of Oxford astrophysicist Dr. Harrison Nichols told The Guardian. While this molten planet is unlikely to support life, it reflects the wide diversity of worlds which exist beyond the solar system. We may ask then, what other types of planets are waiting to be uncovered? Dr. Nichols went on to say. When I look at this planet, I think, again, it's the geek in me that comes out. The very last chapter of Star Wars where Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker face off when he becomes Darth Vader.
Yeah.
It's that planet where they fight. And and Obi-Wan tells him, I have the high ground, Anakin. And then he takes his legs. That's where they fought, right there, kids.
Yep.
What is it, Mustafar? Wow. Is that the name of the planet?
I don't know the name of it.
I think it is where the molten planet where they fight, the industrial planet. That's it right there. All right. And finally, before we go to break, Mallie, we're going to talk about what happened this past week. In fact, I think it was Friday of this last week.
Uh-huh.
In the year, I got to get the right year here.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 787?
Whoa. So not recent.
No. In fact, it was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Mm-hmm.
It was a man. It was a brave man. It was a man who could take a lot. He could take a lot on his shoulders because he stooped over. He took one look, and guess what he discovered?
What?
Uranus.
Jesus.
It happened last week. Many, many years ago. Hundreds of years ago. And all he had to do is just stoop over and take one look. There it was. Yeah.
Gotcha.
The German-born English astronomer William Herschel discovered Uranus, the seventh planet from the sun. You dirty monkeys. Herschel's discovery of a new planet was the first to be made in modern times and also the first to be made by use of a telescope. That's what he was stooping over to look into. See, Mallie?
Gotcha.
He was stooping over to look into a telescope.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which allowed Herschel to distinguish Uranus as a planet, not a star, as previously astronomers believed. Herschel was later knighted for his historic discovery, named the planet Georgium Sidus, or the Georgian planet, in honor of King George III of England. However, German astronomer Johann Bode proposed the name Uranus for the celestial body in order to conform to the classical mythology-derived names of other known planets. Uranus, or Uranus, as some people would say, the ancient Greek deity of the heavens, was a predecessor of the Olympian gods. By the mid-19th century, it was also the generally accepted name of the seventh planet from the sun. And the planet that most school children would snicker at.
Yes.
It's a, dude, there's Uranus. Ha. Dude, ha. Dude, ha. It's a gas giant. Ha. It's Uranus. Ha. Couldn't get enough of that planet when I was in school. All right, with that, we're going to take a break. When we come back, boy, do we have some interesting stories in AI.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting stories today, Mallie. Interesting stories. AI's gone bad. I know you.
When is it good?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I knew you were going to say that, but. But boy, has it gone bad. Boy, has it gone bad. It's gone to the other side of the tracks, and the Divinals would be proud. I'll just say that for the AI section of today. Because now, finally, you get to touch yourself in privacy again. Do you remember the Divinals?
Yep. That was like a one-hit wonder, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. We'll tell you what exactly I mean on the other side of the break. Yes, it's in the AI section. A time travel conspiracy surrounds 100-year-old Trump drawings. We'll tell you what that means.
Okay.
I know, right?
Curious.
Curiouser and curiouser. There's all kinds of Bigfoot news we have on the other side of the break. We'll tell you about it. Queen bumblebees have had the ability to breathe underwater. That's right. If you're allergic to bees, you can't go swimming because they may get you there too. Just saying. Meat falls from the Kentucky skies. Grab your barbecue sauce.
That does not sound good.
I know it doesn't, does it? But we'll tell you.
No.
We'll tell you why barbecue may be in the weather forecast coming up after the break. And our palate cleanser for today has everything to do with why I ain't got so many words, but one woman does. In fact, it took her 70 days to get all her words out. We'll tell you why she made the Guinness Book of World Records in the palate cleanser. That's coming up next. Oh, and Mallie's got bits and bobs coming up as well.
Bits and bobs.
Bits and bobs. It's all coming up next on the best in paranormal podcasting. It's Tim and Mallie, your buddies, right here on Supernatural News and Parashare. I had to think about what we were doing today. Supernatural News and Parashare right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. Welcome back to the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio on a Wednesday. Supernatural News, Parashare with your buddies, Tim and Mallie. Mallie, guess what?
What?
Today's my dad's birthday.
Ah, happy birthday.
Yeah. Just want to thank everybody again for their thoughts and prayers and the energy you've been sending him. I believe he's 79 today.
Wow.
Yeah, he's older than Methuselah today. But yeah, he's even though he's still got the infection in the spine, he's getting a little bit better each day. He's recovering a little bit better each day. And he's very, very thankful for everything that everyone's done. So keep it coming. He's got more on the way. He does have some cancer issues still that he's trying to get over. So yeah, if you guys could keep that energy going for him, it'd be greatly appreciated. But thank you.
My dad's birthday was on the 13th.
Really?
Friday. Yep.
Well, happy birthday, Mr. Fox.
Yes.
Yeah. So look, see, our dads are celebrating birthdays together. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Mr. Fox. We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Look at that. I almost feel guilty playing this theme now.
Yeah, right.
Maybe we should skip the AI segment altogether. See, that would make us happy, but I know the people who love to see me freaked out would hate that I'd skip the AI segment today, right?
Yeah.
I suppose we should just do it, right?
Just do it.
All right, here we go. Mallie's like, just do it.
Just do it.
There we go. Our first story has to do with a robot that is arrested by police after harassing a woman in China. It's getting its just desserts, Mallie. A humanoid Unitree G1 robot was escorted away by police recently after it had been following a pedestrian. It was stalking. A scenario that could easily be mistaken for something out of a science fiction movie played out on the streets of Macau, China this week. According to reports, a 70-year-old woman had gotten quite a scare when she turned around to discover that a humanoid Unitree G1 robot had been following her. A viral clip of an altercation shows the robot standing in front of her with its arms in the air like it just didn't care. It was doing this. And of course, she didn't understand the reference. She's 70. While the woman shouts angrily and points her hand at the contraption while carrying a bag of groceries. She's shouting at the sky. It's waving its hands in the air. It's chaos and bedlam everywhere. It was a fun little scene. When police attended the scene, she complained of feeling unwell and had to be taken to the hospital. It was because she had a panic attack. The robot, meanwhile, was escorted away by 2 officers, equally as stunned and confused. Probably trying to help her with her groceries. A short while later, the woman stated that she wasn't going to file a complaint against the robot's operator, who, as it happens, had apologized for causing any distress. It isn't clear why the robot had been following the woman in the first place. A strange series of events could serve as a glimpse of things to come, a sneak peek of a future where robots are commonplace, in which humans must learn to accept and interact with them, and in which they come up to you and go, everybody say, way-oh, way-oh, and then they run away from you. I don't know. Question is, are we ready for such a future? In which they yell out hip-hop slang and run. I don't know, Mallie, are you ready for that kind of future?
No, thank you.
I don't think I am either. Why would a robot just run up and go?
I know, it's kind of odd. I think it had a short circuit.
Like one of those car sales inflatables, right? Just moving its arms in the air and then running off.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of cars. Okay. So I saw totally side note. I saw the cutest advertisement for car sale for a car dealership. So what they did was to advertise for their dealership. They measured their trunks for cars by pretending they were dead.
What?
Yeah. So I think there was like 4 or 5 cars, and they acted like a dead person in the back, so you could tell how big the trunk size was.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
How clever was that? So they were in like different dead positions. They're like, you know, and like like a mob hit.
So,
it was awesome.
So,
and that was the greatest advertisement for a dealership.
So you had like your economy size trunk, you would get scrunched in. It was a larger size trunk, or a mob trunk.
And then you would be in a different body position, and it was like 4 or 5 different cars.
If it was a large trunk, you'd have like a couple of bodies in there.
Well, they only were using one guy.
Oh, okay.
But I thought it was the cutest well, I guess you wouldn't use the word cute, but I thought it was clever.
He wasn't that cute.
Yeah, but I thought it was clever for a little social media thing for a car dealership.
It's a good thing it was social media, not television, right?
Well, yes,
I mean,
yes,
but you don't want to give the kids ideas.
Yeah.
I mean,
but to advertise how big a car, trunk size is.
Yeah. And I'm surprised people didn't backlash against that ad.
I think they found it funny.
Well, that's good. I mean, they should. I mean, there's nothing but funny to that.
Right. I mean, the way that they did it, it was with humor.
You know how some people get oversensitive.
Oh, yeah, because they got to stick up their ass.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's that too, yes. But I mean, how they'd say, well, my kid might see that and try and climb in the trunk.
Yeah.
And try to pretend he's dead. He might try to play Goodfellas.
Yeah.
And then what? Then he's going to get locked in the trunk and he won't be able to breathe. Little Johnny will die back there.
Wah, wah.
You remember that whole thing?
Mm.
You remember when... What movie was that? Was it Goodfellas when it came out, or whatever movie it was where they said don't play in the trunk or something like that? I don't remember what it was, but I don't know. I'm starting to sound like an old man. What movie was that, Mel, when the kids were playing in the trunk? They said don't play in the trunk, and everybody was playing in the trunk. You remember that one?
Back in our day,
they said, don't play in the rumble seat. And we didn't play in the rumble seat. And we wouldn't because it hurt. I don't know.
No, we grew up with don't play in the old refrigerators.
Yes. Yeah, because Indiana Jones did it. Right. It doesn't protect you from a nuclear blast. I know. Yeah. Right. Okay. Anyways, next story. Meanwhile... Yes, we've gone too far. Nearly half of all Brits need help from AI to cook or make small talk, evidently.
Oh.
Do you need AI to do either of those?
No.
No, I don't. I don't either. Brits have confessed that they can't do adult tasks like cook or do basic DIY or make small talk, and have turned to AI to make them better at it.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
A poll of 2,000 adults found other aspects of grown-up life they struggled with include meal planning, keeping plants alive, and understanding politics. Oh boy, you're in trouble there. They also have difficulty getting to grips with car maintenance, managing finances, and getting out of bed on time. Yikes. 3 in 10 have attempted to learn more about these aspects of adult life. Seeking advice from the internet, 45%, friends and family, 61%, and books, 23%. So AI was a huge, huge choice in trying to figure out all that stuff. But it's not just Gen Zs who struggle with meeting with the demands of being a responsible adult. 52%, millennials, 47%, and a quarter of Gen Xs and 10% of boomers also say they need help and are turning to that source.
Well, I mean, I've used YouTube for like hair tutorials.
Oh, sure, YouTube.
Yeah, but not AI.
Right. A real live human who's made a video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Milena Nikolic, founder of a new AI-powered search engine called Hewa. It's again with the hands in the air. Which commissioned the research for the launch of its online languages campaign, said, from cooking to DIY to managing finances, a lot of us still feel like we're learning on the job. Really? Because I think a lot of us learned that shit when we were young and we just, retain the knowledge. People have all sorts of ways they use AI, and I've always believed that the process of searching for information should feel inspiring. So often our searches end with a sterile list, but we aim to make things simpler, clearer, and more accessible. The study found 11% of participants use AI for adulting tasks on a daily basis, with 49% of participants in total having used it at least once. People believe the most useful ways AI can help with grown-up responsibilities include turning complex instructions into step-by-step guides, which is 32%, explaining jargon in plain English, 27%, and creating visual explainers for DIY or cooking, 25%. Many believe there are parts of daily life in 2026 which should be automated. These include tasks such as reading a gas or electricity meter, 21%. Really? Finding the best rates and prices for purchases at 18%, and managing finances and budgeting, 17%. ChatGPT is now the third most common platform people use for online searching, at 24% below YouTube, at 32%, and Google at 65%. That's quite a bit. Interesting stuff. There's a list here of the top 20 adult tasks that Brits need the most help with. Do you want the top? You want the top 10?
How about the top 5?
Top 5. All right. Doing basic DIY is number 1. Number 2 is car maintenance. I don't know that I trust AI to help me fix my car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, YouTube videos.
Yeah,
right?
YouTube.
I want to see somebody actually fix it.
Right.
I'm not. AI has enough faulty language and faulty logic to it that I'm afraid I would rebuild it into an aircraft carrier. Number 3, managing finances and budgeting. Again, can't trust numbers on AI. Number 4, keeping the house clean and tidy. Number 5, building flat pack furniture. Flat pack furniture. That's hard for me to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah. The other one that kills me, understanding mortgages and mortgage rates.
Oh.
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, AI is not going to help you with that. But good luck. Okay, one more that you're really going to love here. Mallie, are you ready for this? I wish I could play licensed music on this show. Because I'd lead with the Divinals. Which, by the way, I met them.
Oh, did you?
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away in college.
Gotcha.
I have a very funny story about a friend who almost spent the night with the lead singer.
Oh.
Yeah. He was making eye contact with her the entire night. And yeah, she was very smitten with him. The story is a viral anti-masturbation app has exposed sensitive user data.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, whoops. Masturbation habits of hundreds of thousands of users were apparently leaked. And that's an ironic statement there. If you think about it.
Leaked?
It was leaked. Yeah. A viral app to help men stop masturbating exposed thousands of users of data, according to 404 Media. The app called Quitter, that's Quittr. Maybe they should have named it Stop It. That would have been that would have been Stop It, Stop It, Stop It. That would have been a good name too. Claims to be the #1 porn addiction app to quit porn forever. You know how it accomplished that, right? It released the names of the users. That's how it does it. Shame.
Shame.
It is the #1 porn addiction app to quit porn forever on its website. That's how it lists itself. It apparently blocks porn websites on one's device as well as tracks one's abstinence from porn. Quitter also has community features like groups, a panic button for emergency no-fap help, and even an AI therapist. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at that, but it's just the way it's listed. And even an AI therapist. So an AI therapist will come on and help you if you're having issues. Experts warn against using AI for therapy, by the way. So it's probably a last-ditch effort. NoFap began as a Reddit community to stop masturbating, by the way. Though Quitter isn't affiliated with NoFap LLC, and the app received notice to stop using its trademark for marketing. The label has since been removed. Porn addiction, like sex addiction, isn't recognized by the DSM-5, which classifies mental disorders. While porn viewing can be compulsive like other behaviors, research suggests that perceived porn addiction predicted distress over actual porn use itself. Yet the idea of porn addiction persists in the U.S., which lacks comprehensive sex education requirements in many states. Only 37% of states require sex education to be medically accurate. Really? That according to Boston University. 37% of states require sex education to be medically accurate? I hear banjos playing in the background. Do you?
Yeah.
How interesting is that last statement? Meanwhile, for years, the NoFap community on Reddit and elsewhere has purported the benefits of not ejaculating, from physical to mental boons, but there is limited research on the veracity of this. NoFap LLC told Mashable that it's a behavioral addiction per support website and believes masturbation and ejaculation are generally healthy activities. In this environment, Quitter has thrived, with 4.7 out of 5 being their rating, based on around 29,000 ratings on Apple App Store and a 4.8 out of 5 rating based on on 8,400 ratings on Google Play. So it does pretty well for itself, I guess. Its founder, Alex Slater and Connor McLaren, recently told New York Magazine that the app has been downloaded 1.5 million times. And yet nobody's touched it. See, it's a joke. And brings in $500,000 per month. It costs users $30 per year, Mal. Damn. To not touch themselves. Somebody made money off that deal. We're in the wrong business. Now, 404 Media reports that Quitter leaked data about hundreds of thousands of users' masturbation habits, as well as lied about its security issues. Oh boy. A researcher told 404 Media that they scanned apps for misconfigurations in apps that use the development platform Google Firebase, as that same issue was seen in the T app. The researcher found that Quitter had the same problem and contacted the founders about the issue. And while they said it would be fixed in an hour, they didn't fix it for months.
Oh, geez.
So that data was out there for a while. Apparently, the researcher could access data from more than 600,000 users on Quitter, including 100,000 who identified as minors. So there were 100,000 minors information out there.
Oh, no.
Yeah. When 404 Media's Emmanuel Myberg called them, they denied there was an issue, but the misconfiguration has since been fixed, according to the report. Yikes. That's a mess. I mean, not literally, but figuratively.
Right.
Just saying. Not saying, just saying. So there you go. All right, Mallie, I think now is as good a time as any to hear about those bits and bobs you have.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Great.
Just saying, after all that AI mess, we probably could use some refreshing news.
Yeah, thanks. Well, on a lighter note, I've got 5 Ipswich buildings that are rumored to be haunted in folklore. Yes, so it's no surprise that some of the most historic buildings have developed folklore of ghostly figures and haunted antidotes. While there is no scientific evidence for ghosts, several historic Ipswich landmarks are regularly mentioned in folklore and paranormal investigations. Here are 5 buildings in and around the town often rumored to have a ghostly presence. The first one is Christchurch Mansion. It's set within Christchurch Park. It dates back to around 1548 and is now one of the town's best-known museums. Over the years, staff and visitors have reported unexplained sightings. Among the most frequently mentioned are an Edwardian woman seen dancing in the upper gallery and the so-called Gray Lady, a figure said to move silently through the mansion's lower floors. The second one is the Woolpack. The historic pub, the Woolpack, has built a reputation in paranormal circles as one of Suffolk's most haunted inns. Stories include the ghost of a sailor wandering the building calling for Mary, and the spirit of a former landlord. Some accounts even claim the pub is haunted by Admiral Edward Vernon, an 18th century naval officer. Then we have the Great Wall, or I'm sorry, Great Wall. I'm in a different country. The Great White Horse Hotel, dating back to at least the early 1500s. The Great White Horse Hotel is one of the town's most historic buildings and famously appears in Charles Dickens' The Pickwick Papers. Then we have, ghost stories connected to the building often center on a mysterious gray lady said to walk through a wall inside the hotel. Then we have Ancient House with the distinctive decorative plasterwork. Ancient House on Buttermarket is one of which's most recognized buildings. Although better known for its architecture than ghost tales, the century-old building occasionally appears in local folklore about unexplained sounds or sightings after dark. And lastly, we have the Freston Tower. Just south of town on the River Orwell stands Freston Tower, a striking 6-story Tudor tower built in the 16th century. Legends surrounding the tower are numerous, including a story that it was built by a wealthy man so his daughter could study on a different subject on each floor. So there we go. There's 5.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Right on, right on.
Yeah. Okay, so our next story is about a bus driver who has encounters with ghosts, dwarfs, and armed robbers on Ghanaian roads. A female commercial bus driver named Madame Florence Marfo has shared some of the frightening and unusual experiences that she has encountered while working along distance routes across Ghana. Speaking about her years of experience behind the wheel, she said that there have been moments when she has encountered mysterious figures and unexplained occurrences while traveling on motorways, particularly during night journeys. According to her, one of the most memorable incidents happened while she was driving towards Kumasi. I met a child in a white gown around a cemetery whilst driving to, it's either Kumasi or Kumasi. I passed by the child without any fear, she recounted. She added that such strange encounters are not uncommon during late night driving. There are times I meet old ladies around 12:30 in the morning whilst driving, she said. The driver explained that many experienced drivers believe roads must be treated with respect because they predate motor vehicles. She also suggested that spiritual beliefs about natural features along highways influence how drivers approach their journeys. When you drive, you must respect the roads you drive on because the road was present before you were born. There are also lots of water bodies along the road, which are believed to house spirits and they can cause accidents, she explained. Because of this belief, she advised drivers not to overly be confident when driving at night and to observe certain traditional driving practices. Whenever you are driving around midnight or so, you should use your horn when crossing bridges, water bodies, hills, mountains, or four-way junctions, she advised. She said that there have been instances where she mistook spirits for human beings. In one case, a passenger later told her that a figure she had seen on the road was believed to be the spirit of a victim of a recent accident. I have seen spirits. Sometimes I think they are human, but one day when that happened, a woman seated behind me later said it was a ghost from a recent accident, she recalled. To stay calm and focused during long trips, the driver said she relies heavily on faith. Whenever I start my journey as a driver, I have a pen drive with gospel music that keeps me company. With the gospel playing, I know I am moving with the Holy Spirit, she said. In another unusual experience, she said her driver's mate once spotted 3 children eating by the roadside at an odd hour while traveling towards Wa. According to her, local beliefs in that forested area speak of dwarfs. Dwarfs exist. They are like old men and toddlers' bodies with long beards, she said. Beyond supernatural encounters, the driver also recounted dangerous confrontations with armed robbers on highways. In one incident, she said robbers opened fire on her vehicle. They were waiting for us, and when we got there, they fired a gunshot, which, thank God, hit the engine. I managed to drive to the nearest town, but I was drenched in sweat and collapsed when I got down, she narrated. She also recalled another attempted robbery while transporting players of WA All-Stars after a football match. They used a cow to block the road, but I maneuvered the vehicle and saved everyone from the robbery, she said. Despite the dangers associated with the profession, the driver said that she remains proud of her work and encourages other women to pursue careers in driving if they're interested. I was a born one when I started this driving job, and I advise ladies not to give up. I'm even open to helping anyone who wants to do this kind of work, she added.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So ghosts, dwarfs, and robbers.
Well, ghosts, dwarfs, and robbers.
Oh, my.
Sounds like a night in college.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And an average one at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A slow night at that.
Yeah, slow night. Yeah.
And then my last story, it's about a 90s music icon who dismissed poltergeist haunting his house before he had an exorcism done.
Really?
So I don't know if you've ever heard this guy. His name is Kenny Thomas. I had to listen to some of his songs. He's more popular, I believe, over in the UK. But a 90s music star was forced to arrange an exorcism at his residence. Kenny Thomas, known for chart toppers like Thinking About Your Love and Best of You, has disclosed that while his wife and kids began experiencing strange occurrences at home, he initially remained doubtful. However, whilst his family witnessed the unsettling events, Kenny's own encounters were far less frequent. He observed that his two dogs would repeatedly stare into room corners and immediately began growling as if detecting an unseen presence. He said, I didn't know if there were noises coming from a neighbor or heating pipes, he explained. Kenny continued, noting that despite his London residence being heated, often with the fireplace burning, an icy coldness would suddenly sweep through the house. Though he first dismissed claiming of a haunting, one particular incident remains permanently burned into his memory, reports the Mirror. He said, my wife was out and my daughter was upstairs. We had only had our first child, a baby, who was in a cot upstairs, he recalled. Kenny was in the kitchen when the oven door, positioned well away from him, slammed shut on its own. He maintains that the oven door would take some force to close. He elaborated that his daughter, Angela, was fast asleep. There was no crying, yet he immediately recognized the distinct sound of her distress. Describing the unsettling moment, he recalled, when I came downstairs, you were facing into the kitchen. The oven had been pulled open and I just froze. Kenny admits he wondered if he was losing his mind following the eerie occurrence. Whatever was going on in that house, it exposed itself to me, he stated, though he remained doubtful. He said as the weeks went on, the poltergeist activity got worse. It went on a long time, he explained. He added that it was slamming of the doors, and there's a room upstairs, part studio, part office, and the flooring in there wasn't carpeted. I had changed it to wood flooring. You hear the chair, the wheels on the office chair across the room, and you would go up and it would be in another position. The doors throughout Kenny's property were fire rated, solid wood constructions, which he described as really heavy. He said, there was one night I was sleeping downstairs and my wife was pregnant with our second child. He recalled continuing, it was there one night, I was reading a book and the door just went bang, just smashed. My wife came down and said, why did you slam the door? Angela's in bed. And I said, I didn't slam it. I was in bed. My initial reaction was, right. Is that the best you've got? when I looked into it, they've got 20 moves they can make. They range from noises, cold drafts, all the way up to physical violence, the scratching and the hair pulling. Another common one is choking. We had the first 10 to 12 moves that the poltergeists do. Kenny remained uncertain about whether the property contained trapped recordings of former occupants or if their souls were trapped within the dwelling, unable to transition to the afterlife. This one, I couldn't deny it was real, he stated. Continuing, I made contact with people I knew, and I was introduced to an exorcist who was a priest of the Westminster Diocese and a very experienced man. Though initially doubtful, Kenny eventually admitted the poltergeist was very, very real. A longtime neighbor who'd witnessed the property since its construction later told Kenny that whilst no one had passed away inside, she wasn't shocked by the paranormal occurrences. This month, Kenny embarks on the very best of tour with fellow 90s icons, boy band Damage, providing support. Speaking about returning to the road, he shared, I'm always excited about going out on tour. I mean, in all honesty, I love the bit where I'm on stage. The bit that leads up to that, the traveling and the sound check and all of that, all of the stuff that can be quite draining, but we, the band, get through it. He said, once you get into the show itself and you're on stage and the audience is there, then you know you're in your own world and it's amazing. So that bit, I'm absolutely, looking forward to the buzz of that.
Damage, huh? I don't think I remember Damage.
I don't either.
Yeah. It must have been only a couple of hits and out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well. I'm glad he's having a better time now.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, as good a time as you can have paranormally. But
yeah.
At least he's having a better time now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make it sound like he's having a good time, but I think he's having a better time.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not talking about things happening now in his house, so
right.
It sounds like the exorcism worked.
Right. Yeah. Right. You're right. See? That's right. So, actually, there's another story I think you'll probably have next week having to do with Brocard, who's another celebrity who was on the Queen Mary.
Oh, okay.
Week. Yeah. So I'm sure you'll have that one for us next week. Yeah. So I know that one's out there as well.
All right.
Another celebrity that I don't know any of the songs or anything, but a celebrity who claims now they've become a paranormal investigator. So I'm sure we're going to see another
one.
Yeah, another one who's going to reach out with another show that we'll never hear anything about.
Yes.
By the way, whatever happened to Kesha's show? Remember Kesha was going to...
I know, it kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
Went quiet.
Yeah. That nothing ever happened with that deal, did it?
Nope.
No, nobody cared.
Oh,
no, did I say that?
Nope, I heard nothing.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yep.
Thank you, by the way, for the bits and bobs, Mallie.
And bobs.
That was appreciated. Our next story has to do with a time travel conspiracy surrounding 100-year-old Trump drawings. Back in the early 20th century, a Prussian artist named Charles Delschau created some very peculiar sketches. Delschau, who emigrated to Texas in 1850, became a figure of some intrigue when his sketches and notebooks gained some widespread recognition many years after his death in 1923. His creations often took the form of drawings depicting fantastical futuristic airships called arrows, which stayed aloft thanks to a fictional anti-gravitational fuel he called NB gas, which I think I have tonight, from leftover corned beef and cabbage that I had from St. Patrick's Day. NB gas is what fueled these things. The most notable thing of all, however, is the fact that some of his illustrations seem to contain strangely coincidental references to Donald Trump's presidency. I know you say impossible. There's no way that this man in who was born in 1850, died in 1923, could reference Donald Trump. Well, some of the machines he had drawn had the word Trump emblazoned on them. While another
Oh.
showed a man who looks like Trump. And the number 45, Trump was the 45th president, emblazoned right there on it. Delshaw wasn't the only person to reference an individual by the name of Trump in his works either. During the 1800s, writer Ingersoll Lockwood penned several novels for children involving a character named Baron Trump who lives in a building named after himself called Castle Trump.
Oh.
And there's a passage here I'll read to you. It says, "My kid said, I already told you that. I reread the same page 3 times and still lost the plot. My spouse found me on the couch at 7 p.m., still in my work clothes. My doctor said, this sounds like anxiety. I'd like to prescribe something. Turns out I wasn't crazy." I don't know. I don't know. That was what the passage said, but it was supposed to reference something in there, but it didn't. We'll just edit that part out. How's that?
Sounds good.
That sounds good. I don't know what that was all about, but we'll take that part out right there. Okay. During the 1800s, many of his personality traits also seemed eerily reminiscent of President Trump. That is, Baron Trump. Lockwood even wrote another book about a populist candidate winning the 1896 presidential election and bringing about the downfall of the American Republic. Oops. So could any of this have been a foretelling of the future? Well, probably not, but it's certainly fun to speculate. This isn't the first time I've heard this story, by the way.
I think I've heard it too.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to remember who brought this up the first time, but this actually came up, I think, a couple of months ago. But it's an interesting story about Delshaw and the fact that he had these drawings with Trump on them. And I know we had a series of stories a couple months ago about, was Donald Trump a time traveler? Which I know a lot of people scoffed at. But yeah, it's interesting. Just interesting to bring up. Some Bigfoot stories this week. One of them has to do with Portage County, Ohio, as a mystery surrounds some Bigfoot sightings surging there. Something big has been lurking in the forests of Ohio this month, and quite a few people claim to have seen it. Despite a lack of definitive evidence of its existence, Bigfoot continues to remain a fascinating phenomenon, and witnesses continue reporting large encounters with large hairy bipedal creatures roaming the wilds and woodlands of the United States on a regular basis. While such sightings are certainly nothing new or unusual, a particularly concentrated spate of such reports in Portage County, Ohio this month have been raising eyebrows. According to Jeremiah Byron, who is the host of the Bigfoot Society podcast, the strangeness began with 2 sightings on March 6th, followed by 2 more on March 9th. A guy and his friend were hiking on the Headwaters Trail, and they saw a 10-foot Sasquatch, Byron told Fox 8's Suzanne Stratford. When it was grunting at them, it turned its head at the shoulders, not at the neck, which is an important detail. That's crazy. In another incident, a woman saw a large bipedal animal covered in hair running out of the woods. There was also a report by a man in Newton Township who had been taking his dog for a walk in the early hours of the morning on March 10th when he spotted a 10-foot-tall creature at the tree line. Unfortunately, no photographic evidence of these encounters has been forthcoming, but the sheer number of sightings in such a small area over a few days is certainly unusual. The question of exactly what could account for all of these reports remains unanswered. Could someone have been pulling a prank, or did the witnesses genuinely see something anomalous? Sadly, we may not know for sure. So there's that story. There's another story out there, Mel, about a new documentary, which is offering what they call the final verdict on the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot video. Newly unearthed footage reportedly proves that the famous clip of a walking Sasquatch is nothing but a hoax, which has been a huge deal since 1967. There are few pieces of cryptozoological evidence as widely debated as the Patterson-Gimlin footage. That video, again, filmed in 1967 in Northern California, which offers a clear view of a large bipedal ape-like creature walking along a creek bed. We'll post this story because it does have video of the Patterson-Gimlin film in it, so you can take a look at it and determine for yourself. Roger Patterson maintained until his death in 1972 that the footage was genuine, while Gimlin always denied that he had been a part of a hoax to create the clip. Many argue that the creature in the footage was simply a person wearing a costume, while others remain adamant that it represents genuine evidence that Bigfoot is the real deal. Disagreement over the nature of the clip has been ongoing for more than 58 years. Now, though, a new documentary by filmmaker Mark Evans claims to have indisputably exposed that footage as an incredible hoax. Entitled Capturing Bigfoot, the documentary includes previously unseen footage to help make the case that the creature filmed that day in 1967 by Patterson and Gimlin was a person in a costume. While you need to watch the documentary to get the full story, the new footage essentially shows a trial run of the scene in the original clip, thus proving once and for all that it had been staged. It took me maybe 9 months to realize what we really had, said Evans. What we eventually found out is that this new footage represented a trial run, a rehearsal that was never discarded. Capturing Bigfoot is screening now at the 2026 South by Southwest Film and Television Festival and should see a wider release later this year. And there's also a trailer in the story as well for that documentary. So you'll see the original film footage of Patterson-Gimlin. You can also see the footage from the trailer for this new Capturing Bigfoot. So I'll let you guys compare and contrast and decide for yourself as to who's right and who's wrong on this. You know, and was it, I'm trying to remember who it was, the authority, the Bigfoot authority, who swore by the musculature in the suit and said that it had to be real, that Bigfoot had to be real. So if Capturing Bigfoot comes out and says, no, this is a suit, this is not a real Bigfoot, it's gonna throw a lot of people on their ear.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's going to be, and where do you go from there?
Right.
You know, Patterson-Gimlin was a huge piece of evidence for a lot of people that contended that Bigfoot was real.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and then the guy that said that it was real, his credibility's kind of sunk. You know what I mean?
Well, a little bit. Our next story has to do with a large invasive spider species that has been spreading across Mississippi and beyond. Let me ask you, Mal, if you ran into this in a little corner of your house, what would you say?
Yes.
Yeah, it's colorful, but it doesn't look friendly.
No,
that's for sure. A giant, visually striking invasive species of spider has been spreading rapidly across the continental United States. The species is known as, oh boy, I'm going to try and pronounce this, Trichonephalia clavata, which sounds like something I put in my tomato juice. It's native to Asia and can be most commonly found across China, Japan, Korea, and Taiwan. Since the 2010s, however, these spiders have started showing up in the United States as well. First discovered in Georgia and South Carolina, the species has since been rapidly spreading across Mississippi as well as other neighboring states and is showing no signs of slowing down. Its effects on the local ecosystem remain unclear, although it has been observed catching and eating species of invasive insects that native species of spiders have typically avoided. So it is clearing out some bugs that spiders would normally not take on. So that's encouraging, maybe?
Mm-hmm. That's a positive.
Yeah. There's good news when it comes to interactions with humans, too, as the Joro spider is not known to be particularly dangerous to humans, with its bite resembling little more than a bee sting. Even so, it remains unclear exactly how much further across the country these spiders will spread. It looks like the Joro spider are not going to shy away from building a web under a stoplight or an area where you wouldn't imagine a spider to be, said the University of Georgia's Alexa Schultz, a co-author of a recent study on the subject. I don't know how happy people are going to be about it, but I think the spiders are here to stay. Okay, so if the bite or the sting is a little more than a bee sting, and they're taking out species that other spiders wouldn't, then maybe it's not so bad. Mm-hmm. Right? Maybe it's not a horrible thing. a mystery. We have a mystery in front of us, Mallie. And we're going to try to, we won't be able to solve it in this article, but it's something the British public has been trying to solve. There's a fresh appeal as police try to identify a mystery man that was found dead in a reservoir. The body of an unidentified individual has been discovered wearing a wetsuit in a reservoir in a remote part of Wales. It's a mystery that's gripped the British public for nearly 2 years. And today, despite an extensive investigation and multiple police appeals, the enigma seems no closer to being solved. The man who was discovered wearing a wetsuit and carrying no identifying information was spotted by a member of the public floating in Clairwen Reservoir, which is a large body of water in the remote Elan Valley area of Wales. Police conducted a major search of the surrounding area, but were unable to find anything to indicate who the man was or how he even got there. They found no tents or camping equipment, no personal belongings, no vehicles, no witnesses. It was almost like the man had dropped out of the sky. It was thought that he may have been in the water for up to 12 weeks before being discovered. It's almost like a missing 411 deal. You just plopped out of nowhere. He just apported out of nowhere. The wetsuit that he was wearing was classed as a double XL size, which gave us a weight range of approximately 200 to 220 pounds, said Detective Inspector Anthea Ponting of whatever this police department is. It is Welsh, and I have no idea how to pronounce it, so I'm not going to. And that is pretty much what we were able to establish from our initial inquiries. Now, in a renewed bid to find answers, experts at Liverpool John Moores University have used forensic evidence collected by the police to create a facial reconstruction of the man. It is hoped that someone who knows him will recognize him and come forward. We have now been provided with a very clear and detailed estimation of what the man could have looked like, which I sincerely hope will result in some positive information coming forward, said Ponting. You know what's kind of eerie? I mean, you got to think about this. The man was in the water for 12 weeks, which means...
Is he like soup?
Yeah, his face eroded away. He became bone soup, right? So that's what his face looks like reconstructed.
Okay.
All right, so they have an idea of what the man looks like, right? But you have to think about the eroding powers of water and what it'll do if you're... I mean, plus there's animals, right? So...
Yeah.
Whatever it is that's down there that wants to feed on you. A water death to me just seems like the worst death ever.
Yeah.
Right. And then last week we talked about boil in a bag.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Blech.
So, I mean, there's just no good death when it comes to water. You just, no, thank you. But that poor man, he couldn't have gone easy. That's for sure.
No.
Speaking of underwater, do you think maybe bumblebees got him? Because there's a new study, Mallie, that says that queen bumblebees have the ability to breathe underwater. And it's for longer than what you would think.
Okay.
How long do you think a bumblebee can hold its breath underwater?
Let's go for 6 minutes.
Okay, I'll tell you here. The insects appear to have a unique solution to surviving the winter in flooded underground conditions. A question that's often asked is how certain types of insects survive when it's very wet, especially those that live or hibernate underground for months at a time. In the case of the queen bumblebee, it turns out the answer is surprisingly simple. According to a new study, these insects seem to possess the ability to literally breathe underwater. This is
I'm totally way off.
Yeah. I'm about to tell you how long they breathe underwater.
Yeah.
This is a particularly critical skill for queen bumblebees. As being the only member of their hive to survive the winter, they spend months underground, a period of dormancy known as diapause. When it's particularly wet, something certainly not unusual for the winter months, the queen bee can find herself completely submerged in water. Speaking of, to learn more, researchers from the Department of Biology at the University of Ottawa took several queen bumblebees and placed them in a recreation of the conditions of their water diapause. By analyzing the gases moving in and out of their bodies, the team was able to determine that the insects were able to produce carbon dioxide through breathing while submerged, albeit at a reduced rate. When taken out of the water, the bees also seem to recover remarkably quickly. The study reveals that diapausing bumblebee queens survive and recover from prolonged flooding through a combination of underwater respiration and anaerobic metabolism and a state of profound metabolic depression, the study authors wrote. They think they can do this for up to 12 weeks at a time.
Mm.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
You could get stung by a queen bumblebee underwater. Yeah, no thank you. So those of you who are allergic to bees, good luck. And God go with you.
Yeah. God bless.
Yeah, God bless. Speaking of being blessed, we just went through Friday the 13th. Are you superstitious?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You are? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you spend a lot of Friday the 13th holed away at home?
No, not really.
No? Okay. There's some people that do that generally don't want to go out on Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm. Friday the 13th actually doesn't bother me. I think when I was younger it did, but as I'm older, not so much.
Did you know there was a biblical origin to Friday the 13th? It wasn't necessarily a Templar thing, where it was the calling of the Templars.
You know what? No, I don't think I did.
We'll tell you briefly about the biblical origin of Friday the 13th. It turns out I have an article here in front of me that says Friday the 13th and its reputation for bringing bad luck was tied or has been tied to an ancient prophecy of global destruction rooted in the betrayal of Jesus. And an oddity of the modern calendar, Friday the 13th has come again just 1 month after arriving on February 13th of 2026. Having a Friday the 13th in back-to-back months is something that only occurs in February and March 3 times every 28 years.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No, I did not.
A rare occurrence indeed. The ominous date on the calendar has become tied to superstitions that allegedly bring the victim misfortune for years, such as breaking a mirror, walking under a ladder, opening an umbrella indoors, and seeing a black cat cross in front of you. However, the root of all this bad luck is believed to have started at the Last Supper, attended by Jesus and his 12 disciples almost 2,000 years ago. It was there that Judas Iscariot, the 13th guest, is said to have betrayed Jesus to the chief priests of the Jewish religious council, who handed Jesus over to the Roman governor Pontius Pilate for trial and crucifixion on a Friday. Since that time, the number 13 has been associated with negativity and misfortune within the Christian and Catholic faith, often linked to death and betrayal. The stigma eventually began to focus on Fridays, as Jesus was crucified on Good Friday, leading Christians to observe a period of fasting and penance in memory of that day. Modern Christian scholars have even linked future events predicted in the Bible to this date, including one prophecy warning of a devastating asteroid strike set to coincide with Doomsday. Biblical scholars have interpreted the coming approach of the asteroid Apophis as the fulfillment of the Wormwood prophecy, an event where a star falls from heaven, poisoning a third of the Earth's waters and causing widespread death. Tom Horn, a Christian author and researcher known for end-time studies, has claimed that Apophis, also known as the God of Chaos asteroid, will unexpectedly strike the planet on April 13th, 2029, which will also be Friday the 13th.
Ah.
Yeah. So, saddle up for that. According to NASA, the 1,000-foot wide Apophis is projected to safely pass our planet, so don't get your undies in a bunch. It's supposed to come within 20,000 miles of Earth. That will still be the closest a city killer has ever come to striking the planet in modern recorded history. Horn has argued that those calculations could be wrong, paving the way for the Book of Revelation passage 8, 10, 11 to come true. The Book of Revelation describes a series of dramatic visions given to the Apostle John about future events, including God's judgment on humanity during a period known as the Great Tribulation. Now, according to the Bible's New International Version of Revelation, the end times prophecy states, "The third angel sounded his trumpet, and a great star blazing like a torch fell from the sky on a third of the rivers and on on the springs of water. The name of the star is Wormwood. A third of the waters turned bitter, and many people died from the waters that have become bitter. NASA has refuted the 2029 interpretation, stating when Apophis was discovered in 2004, it appeared the asteroid could potentially impact Earth in the coming decades. Astronomers closely track the asteroid, and now NASA is confident that there is no risk of Apophis impacting our planet for at least 100 years. While the potentially catastrophic future of Friday the 13th is still up for debate, the date has been full of religious misfortune and death since the time of Jesus's betrayal. Of course, we won't get into it, but there's 1307, the Templars. We've got that entire history there as well. So, and we've talked about that many times on the program. So, but that's the biblical part of Friday the 13th.
I remember about the Last Supper, but the other stuff I don't remember.
Yeah.
Right? Or I was unaware of.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Another interesting story having to do with a man and a woman. This may sound like some BDSM stuff. It's not. I assure you. But a man and woman were once tied to each other for an entire year.
Okay.
And not in a...
Were they trying to win a car?
Now, see, that I didn't think of that angle, but it might have been. A peculiar experiment once saw two performance artists, maybe it was, Mallie, maybe now that you say a car, saw two performance artists tie themselves together with an 8-foot length of rope. What performance, though? I mean, why would you want to tie yourself to another person for a year?
I don't know.
And who's going to watch that for a year? You could tell this was pre-internet. Right. Imagine being permanently attached to another person with a rope so that neither of you could be more than a few feet from each other, but at the same time not being allowed to touch each other at all. I think that's called a dog collar match in wrestling, if I remember right. I'm pretty sure. Back in the 1980s, the bizarre scenario became the focus of an experiment conducted by Tetching, I think it's Hazai and Linda Montano, and decided to do the exactly this for an entire 12 months. Speaking recently about the experience, the pair, who are now in their 70s and 80s, maintained that privacy was the single biggest issue, along with trying to carry out normal everyday tasks, I can imagine. For example, if one of them needed to use the bathroom, the other would have to stop what they were doing and go along as well. The same was true for telephone calls, eating, and hygiene needs. Yeah. In some cases, the stress of the situation would cause them to argue and fall out. There were even occasions in which they would get so fed up with each other that they would repeatedly tug on each other's side of the rope until they stopped speaking to one another for extended periods. We were becoming more animal-like, somewhat like monkeys, said Montano. We began pointing with sounds and groans and moans. We stopped talking almost completely. The experiment might have seemed like a pointless exercise, but what it did do is highlight the aspects of our lives that necessitate privacy and individuality. While some company is nice, being tethered to someone 24/7 soon becomes an issue. It makes you appreciate what it must be like for conjoined twins who face being physically connected to each other for their entire lives. But the difference with conjoined twins and what they did is conjoined twins share the same personality, the same mind, the same physical chemistry. They don't mind being conjoined. You're talking about two strangers who have nothing in common, who don't want to be in that state for long. You know, they see an end to the conflict, so to speak, and they can't wait to be out of it.
Yeah.
With conjoined twins, they're going to be that way for the rest of their lives. So, you know, they don't know anything but that situation. So, you know, I don't get the parallel. I don't know.
I don't like the lack of privacy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah. That's an infringement that, I don't know. And how do two people go forward after they've done something like that for a year?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're obviously not the best of friends after that.
Yeah.
You know, you're not sending Christmas cards to each other, I'm sure. But yeah, there's that. All right. I believe one more story here and then our palate cleanser today. Although, I don't know that you want to cleanse your palate after this story, Mallie. You're going to want to get your barbecue sauce out and maybe fire up the grill.
Oh, that's right. Meat from the sky.
Meat from the sky. That's right. If you're in Kentucky and in this county, you're celebrating the 150th anniversary of meat falling from the sky this week. So you're going to want to get your napkin tucked in. You're going to want to get your fork and knife out and kind of sharpen it up and get ready, because you never know, meat might fall from the sky again. It's a bizarre incident that occurred back in 1876, and it's been recreated as part of local celebrations this month. What do they do? Do they throw like an entire half a cow up in the sky and wait for people to catch it? How do you recreate that?
I don't know.
People,
hopefully it wasn't an exploding cow.
Oh, yeah.
Yuck.
Maybe people get up on the roof and throw hamburger at you? I don't know. Across the United States, there's no shortage of bizarre celebrations in the peculiarly named Kentucky Meat Shower Festival.
Is that what it's called? Meat Shower Festival?
Yeah. That could be a name
for a t-shirt.
I want a t-shirt from that festival.
Meat Shower Festival.
If anybody's going this weekend, I'd like a 4X, please. Give me a 4X shirt. The Kentucky Meat Shower Festival. By the way, do you think that app we were talking about earlier sponsors that festival? The Quitter app?
Yeah.
The Kentucky Meat Shower Festival is definitely one of the strangest of all of them. The event celebrates a little-known case of Fortean phenomena, a name given to mysterious and paranormal events based on the work of Charles Fort, that occurred on March 3rd of 1876. The story goes that a woman in Olympia Springs, Bath County, had been outside on that particular day when pieces of meat started to rain down from the sky. So meat was hitting her in the face, Mallie. Seemingly without any natural cause. Some even say she may have been hit in the face by one piece, but that tale remains unconfirmed. Just meat smacking her in the face. Somehow this obscure event ended up inspiring a modern-day festival, which this year marks the 150th year to the day since the mystery meat fell from the heavens. I wonder what cut got her in the maw.
Her claim to fame gets smacked in the face with meat. God.
You come from strange people, Mallie. To celebrate, festival goers were treated to their own meat shower. Though in this case, it was reenacted by dropping hundreds of meat sticks from a plane flying overhead. Snap into a Slim Jim! There were also plenty of food trucks offering various types of meats to buy and consume. Bizarrely, the event even featured a presentation by Transylvania University professor Kurt Godey, who brought with him what is thought to be the last surviving and preserved piece of the original meat that fell from the sky all those years ago.
Are you serious? They kept it?
That's what it says.
It's all shriveled up.
Whether or not, that's what she said. Whether or not it's the original meat, we certainly wouldn't recommend sampling it. And yes, there's a story attached to this, a video story. So I will post it in the description of this program so you can watch it and determine for yourself if that's the real meat or not. Oh my God. Meat falling from the sky. Get your meat shower, everybody. I have no words, but I know somebody who does, and that's our palate cleanser for the day. Believe it or not, Mel, I thought I talked a lot in these newscasts.
Yeah.
But there's a woman who spent 70 days counting out loud to reach 1,700,000 70,000 to make the Guinness Book of World Records.
Okay.
Would you take that much time to count?
Nope.
I just imagine the voice of the Count from Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3. Right?
Yeah. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, no. A woman from Nigeria has achieved a new Guinness World Record by counting out loud for several weeks straight. 4, 5, 6. Just over and over and over.
Yeah. I mean, good for her. I mean,
yeah,
she stuck to it, but.
I just see, do you remember The Godfather when Michael goes over to Italy and he gets the new wife? And she goes, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. And then she blows up in the car. I just kind of see this happening to this woman from Nigeria after she gets to 1,070,000.
But doesn't someone have to sit there with her to record it?
I would think.
Oh, that would suck to be that person too.
Yeah. And to find 70 days worth of film. Yeah. So imagine doing nothing at all with your day except counting out loud on an internet live stream, then relentlessly carrying on like that day in and day out for 10 weeks. Oh, God. This scenario became stark reality for Nigeria's Favor Ogeki Ani, who decided to break the world record for counting aloud by filming herself counting for 14 hours a day. At least she got a break to sleep. Beginning at 1, she aimed to exceed the previous world record by counting to 1 million. Oh, she overdid it. She's extra. For 70 days, her daily routine involved getting up, praying, eating breakfast, counting for 7 hours, having her lunch, then counting her way through the rest of the day until bed. In the end, she managed to count to 1,070,000, earning herself an official world record. The effort was particularly challenging, not least because of the amount of time involved, but also because counting out loud for 14 hours a day would be enough to drive most people insane. Honestly, it was tough, but my passion for counting kept me going, she said. I had a lovely team supporting and cheering me up, and it was fun despite the challenges.
Good for her.
I still think of Michael Corleone's wife in The Godfather. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Look at me, Michael. 1, 2, 3. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I want to be American, Michael. Boom. And then that's it. That's it for Supernatural News today. Parashare. By the way, we need your Parashare stories. Send them in. Tim@darknessradio.com. You can send them in either by email, the old-fashioned way, or you can send us a voice note. You do that by going to darknessradioshow.com. There's a blue button on the right-hand side of the website. Click on that blue button. You have 2 minutes to leave us a voice note. If you need more time, just click on the blue button again. Send us another 2 minutes to tack on to that other 2 minutes you sent us. Rinse and repeat, and I will stitch all that together. We'll air your voice note here on the show. If you have a lovely studio like the ones that Mallie and myself are sitting in, you can send us a video note. We'll air it right here on the program. We want to see your lovely face telling us your paranormal story. Mallie, what do you got going on in your world?
I'm definitely not counting up to 1 million.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Or 1,070,001.
Yeah, 1,070,001. I'm going to do 1,070,002.
Oh. Well, you're going to need about 71 days to accomplish that, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll see you this summer.
Okay, a good deal. Yeah. We'll see you at the end of baseball season.
Yeah, exactly.
You can count strikes.
Yeah. 1, 2.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Say boom.
Boom.
What do I have got? Nothing much. Just kids and museum stuff.
Kids and museum.
Nothing fun. I guess kids are fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Especially when they count. Maybe teach them to count to 1,072 or 70,002.
Oh my God. I would be so annoyed. I love my kids, but that would annoy the hell out of me. That would be like a road trip from hell.
Wouldn't it?
Oh my God.
I wonder what the world record is for how many bottles of beer on the wall. Maybe you could get them to do that.
I am telling you, that would just be, oh my goodness gracious.
That would be a full summer, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my
Get
God.
them set on that deal.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, kids. How many bottles of beer on the wall? we're gonna make it a summer project.
Yep, basically. Yeah. So what about you? What's going on with you?
What's going on here? Let's see. Apple app hopefully will be done by the end of the week. We're looking at you, Mr. App Developer. Also, head on over to darknessradioshow.com. Please support the show. Either get a Darkness Radio hoodie or one of the really cool bucket hats. We have an anniversary bucket hat. We also have the regular Darkness Radio bucket hat, which is a stretch fit bucket hat. We've got a rocks glass. We've got all kinds of cool stuff. We've got fleece pants. We've got anything your heart can imagine. Or we've got True Crime Tuesday swag as well. First time in history we have True Crime Tuesday swag. So nice. One or the other. What else is going on? Let's see. Oh, you know what? Speaking of app developers, if I have any Android app developers out there who want to contact me.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll just send out the bat signal for that deal. Yeah. Contact me, tim@darknessradio.com. I'm doing it under my breath. What else is going on? Let's see. Oh, executive producer of our show today is Troy Palmer. Thank you, Troy, for everything you do.
Thank you, Troy.
Sponsor of our program today is Jelly Bean and Julia. By the way, and their barbecue, Jelly Bean and Julia's barbecue over in Coon Rapids, Friday. Oh, my God. Mm-hmm. Mallie, before we leave today, we got to tell everybody about the smoked prime rib dinner that's going on Friday over at Jelly Bean and Julia's, Coon Rapids Boulevard. If you're in Minnesota, you have to head on over there Friday night. I'm talking about either a 16 or 18 ounce cut of the most heavenly smoked prime rib you've ever had in your life. With you remember the traditional tequila berry salad?
No.
Oh, boy, are you missing out? It is some of the sweetest, tangiest dressing you've ever had in your life, with little bacon bits thrown in there and lots of other accoutrements. There's croutons and oh my goodness, and it's all mixed up in a bowl of heaven. It's a bowl of heaven, Mallie. On top of that, a Boston baked potato, which look up Boston baked potato. It is deep fried.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And Texas toast, all for a nominal price. And I guarantee you will walk out of there. Your taste buds will be tingling. Your stomach will be happy. And you'll want to sleep well that night. And not in an overstuffed kind of way, in a peaceful way. Your body will be at such peace. You'll be amazed. You'll never have felt better as when you eat the food at Jelly Bean and Julia.
Very nice.
All natural oils, by the way, used at Jelly Bean and Julia in their cooking. So check it out. They're our sponsor today, Jelly Bean and Julia. I believe it is jellybeanandjulia.com, if I remember right. But the link is in the description of this program. So check them out. They also have live entertainment on the weekends. So on Saturday night, they've got live entertainment. They've got a band over there. And some of the best darn brisket in the world. Brisket, double brined wings, and more. Check out Jelly Bean and Julia, Coon Rapids, Minnesota.
Very nice.
There you go. All right. With that, let's get out of here. Because that's what I got going on. I'm going to go get barbecue this weekend. I know that. That's what I'm doing this weekend.
Nice.
You asked me what I got going on this weekend. That's what I got going on this weekend.
Delish.
I'll also be up at KNSI on Saturday. So tune in Saturday, 6 to 9 a.m. Just listen and say hi. I'll be giving you the weather and the sports. All right. For Mallie Fox, I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much for listening today to the best in paranormal podcasting for supernatural news and Parashare. Again, we love you. We appreciate you. Go give us a 5-star review and a nice review at that. And if you're watching us on video, rate and review. We'd appreciate it. And that's it. We'll see you tomorrow for another great program right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Road.